Welcome to episode 0 of the Starship Chi-Rho studio podcast. In this episode, I will tell you about the mission of the podcast and a little about myself. First, the mission. The mission is to share my original writings. This can be stories, poetry, usually in the Japanese styles of Shinryu and Tanka, Bible study notes, and the like. I will try to keep politics to a minimum. I believe that the mainstream media is doing enough to shove politics down our collective throats at the present. From time to time, I'll promote the works of other creative people that I like. This could be books, movies, and audio productions. I may also share the creative works of my family and friends when they choose to let me. Now I will tell you about myself. I was born in the state of Illinois in the United States. My mother was an avid reader, so that shaped my desire for books early on. I was placed in foster care for several years due to some family problems. I turned to reading as an escape from the stress of being in foster care during my teenage years. A few weeks before my 17th birthday, I moved to a Christian foster home. They were the first people in my life to actually give me something close to a normal childhood. I gave my heart to Jesus 2 months after arriving in this home. When I was 19, I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. I served 6 years as an aircraft radio technician. I got out as a sergeant. I developed a love for the nation of Japan during a 6-month deployment there in 1995. I returned in 2005 for a 2-week mission trip. It was during this trip that I met my future wife. I shared Bible study notes with her for almost a year and a half. She came to America to visit my church in late 2006. She became a Christian and was water baptized during this trip. After I finished a master's degree in English teaching in 2008, I moved to Ulsan, South Korea to teach at an elementary school there. In the fall of 2009, I moved to Niigata, Japan and married the love of my life. We have been married since then and have a son and a daughter. I have always loved science fiction. I remember watching reruns of the original Star Trek series when I was a child. I also watched the original episode 4 of Star Wars in 1977. Other favorite TV shows from this time of my life were Buck Rogers and the original Battlestar Galactica. In my teenage years, I fell in love with the fiction of Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, and Ray Bradbury. I hope that you enjoyed this brief introduction to the podcast and myself. Please drop a comment or question if you'd like to know more information about me and my work. The comments are moderated to prevent spam from spoiling our fun together. Until we meet again, please stay blessed, healthy, and safe.